Okay, hi friends. I am super geeking out over here, as I'm sure you can totally tell by some of the posts I put on the discussion tab and the repostings I've done on some of the videos in July that I think are really relevant to what's going on. I'm probably going to attach this to another video because it puts everything in perspective. Remember, it was like around July 23rd, 16th. It was a Friday in July, and I started freaking out because I'm like, Donald is losing his mind. Something is wrong with him. Well, I think that was the weekend or so after Epstein was arrested, and they were trying to put their plan together to, off him. And I think that's when he learned about betrayal. So if you go back and watch that video, and I ask about, because the signifier was the Queen of Pentacles, and I was like, is this the accusers? And I got a yes. Well, that was actually, he was worried about the accusers, but it also had to do with GstringMaxwell, because I cannot say that name, and I have to avoid the algorithms picking up G-string. So it had to do with the accusers and G-string and what they were going to do. And so she was already on the hit list way back then. But this is why I'm geeking out. And oh, look who found out. Are your ears burning? So this is what I want to show you guys. Why I'm just like, something's going to happen. So right now, the moon, I wrote it down. Our transits right now, the moon, I think it's like 20, last night it was 18 degrees. Now it's like 23 degrees Aries. It is squaring Donald's natal Saturn. Saturn is the planet that we're talking about, the Saturn-Pluto conjunction coming up in January, February. I mean, things are just tightening. I mean, it's just like this very, when you want to talk about the wheels of justice moving forward and the wheels grinding forward, but they go slow. I know I messed up that quote, and I feel bad because it's a very important person who said it. Maybe MLK, but anyway, this is that, the Saturn-Pluto, how slowly it's moving along. So the moon has now entered the 8th house. Something has to happen because Uranus is there. Whenever Uranus gets triggered, the unexpected happens and blows up. It's just a given. So that in this chart is 6 degrees Taurus retrograde. I think it's close to 5. It's retrograded a little bit. Uranus is ruled, it's in Taurus. It's disposited by Venus because Venus rules Taurus in the 8th house. Venus in the 8th house is like where so much activity was taken care of, happening. See, I can't even talk. I'm so excited. So Venus represents income, gains. In Taurus, in the 2nd house, that has to do with income. In the 8th house, it becomes money you owe other people, your debts. Like contracts, bills, wherever you owe people money, that is where you will find it. So, on top of it, Donald drew the 10 of Swords. We the people drew 4 of Wands, the White House. It is in hard square to Mercury over in the 11th house. Donald drew the 7 of Cups. We the people drew the King of Swords reversed. That all has to do with justice. King of Swords reversed now, I think, is turning into William Barr. Because we know upright, he's the good guy. He's Mueller. Reversed, this is a malicious authority figure that is selfish and deadly. He's like everything that Bill Barr is doing. Okay, so why this is so important? Because transit-wise, the North Node is at 16 degrees Cancer. North Node, that is where karma meets your life, is a North Node. Some people just do straight North Node astrology. The North Node is the new moon eclipse. So if you look in your birth chart and where the north node, see like right here, where is it in? Do I have it in here? Why do I not have the nodes on here? I can't believe I don't have the nodes on here. How did that get it? Anyway, so the north node, that's where the new moon eclipse is. It's where the moon crosses the sun's ecliptic as the sun goes around the earth. That's one of those fault lines that ushers in energy. Eclipses force people to make change. So right now, it is at 16 degrees Cancer. You know what was at 16 degrees Cancer? Let me tell you, because I know you can't wait to hear the answer. At the full moon eclipse on July 16, Venus was at 16 degrees Cancer. And the north node was there as well. And OMG, opposite that was Saturn in Capricorn. So we're triggering that again. On that day, July 16th, Donald's solar return day was Taurus 12. Just trust me on this. Transit Venus, Taurus's ruler, is 12 Leo. It's in square. There's tension. There are activators all over this chart. Oh, the summer ingress. When the sun went into Cancer, which establishes the weather patterns and the trends for the entire summer. Look at this. The 5th house cusp right here, that rules the sun. 16 Capricorn. The 11th house cusp, wishes, hopes, dreams. We the people in the U.S. chart have a moon in Aquarius. Has to do with that. That is 16 degrees. Where are you? 16 degrees Cancer. In the first quarter moon, between those eclipses, the moon was 16 degrees Libra. So 16 is a huge thing. 16, 17. So going back to Donald's solar return calendar, which operates totally different than all this. Look what we have. Today is August 20th. The transit sun is at 26 degrees Leo. Donald's sun is at 14 Libra. We get to 16 Libra. Tick-tock, that's Thursday. 17 Libra. Oh, the shit's really poop's really gonna hit the fan. August 23rd. Look at all these midpoints. This is the terrible awful I was talking about in the July 2nd solar eclipse return that I posted today. It just goes from terrible, awful, to awfuler, terrible, terribler. Okay? Like this, from the 23rd through August through the 28th is just bad. And then he gets a little reprieve. But holy cow, it's gross. It's so bad. I love it. Okay. So, this is why I'm excited. Because something's going to happen. I don't know what, but something's going to happen. The other thing that I need to talk to you about. So this is what I was thinking. This is where I'm going to start with this question. Oh, I know I'm jumping all over the place. I just cannot contain my thoughts. I'm trying to keep them straight lines so we can all be on the same page. When I went back to my notes that I take, and I posted this in the discussion tab, so Jeffrey Epstein was arrested on July 6th. So then I checked in with everyone July 7th. I just remember sitting there like that week, those days, and I'm like, I had so much pressure on me from my guides to like, do it, keep going, like I just had to sit there like the student and just sit there and do this over and over and over and over and over, kind of like that 8 Pentacles. I did everybody. And the thing that stood out to me the most was that Nancy Pelosi's reading on what was going on, and here I'm looking at like, okay, Nancy, whatever you're talking about, okay. No, she has all the answers like we're figuring out right now with the arrest and all the readers and what everything is showing up, she had that back on July 7th. She had all those details. Chris Ray had some of those details, and then Junior showed up with like the little dealio that he made, and I don't even know which reading that is in right now. But it was all manifested back in July, on July 7th. So it's like, how do you get all this information, Nancy? Did something happen? What happened to cause you to have so much information to such detail the day after he was arrested? So this is my question. I want to know if Attorney General Barr withholding the Mueller report for 3 weeks and lying about the Mueller report, did that trigger the plan to arrest Epstein? Was this the fallback plan then that started after the Mueller report wouldn't be released? And so that was in March. Remember, March was, Mercury was retrograde in Pisces back in March. Guess who is a Mercury retrograde in Pisces? Because when things are retrograde, you want your brilliant people with Mercury retrograde to step up to the plate and take care of things. That would be Speaker Pelosi. Her Mercury is retrograde in Pisces, so she's the one that could see clearly through all of this crap. Okay, universe, we're just gonna do a 3-pile yes/no. Universe, did the plan to arrest Epstein come at because Barr refused to, number one, release the Mueller report and then lied? Yeah. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. It's behind here. Yes! Yes! Did you hear me? Yes! 1, 2, double yes! Woo! Yes! Holy cow. Okay. That was exciting, huh? My life is so sad. I live for this stuff. Okay. Universe. Now we know the Epstein arrest was hatched because Bill behind bars, thank you, Sienna Rose. Bill behind bars decided to fudge around with the report. Now, I just really want to know if Pelosi had a hand in this plan to arrest Barr, hello, Freud, to arrest Epstein. Okay. We're not going to do the yes, no. Just universe, show me if Pelosi had a hand in developing the plan to arrest Epstein. And with the cards that I know, show me who was involved in that planning. Cut my deck. The Knight of Wands. Okay, so the Knight of Wands. Okay. This is always like the Trivia Pursuit question for me when it comes to tarot and remembering who everybody is. But I feel like this is the FBI. This is the FBI. Their agents out in the field. This is the FBI. Okay, so the FBI was involved. Signifier. Who else? The Queen of Cups reversed. So this is a pissed off woman who is furious. I can only think that maybe be Nancy Pelosi. Even though she shows up as Queen of Wands, I know that the readings that I've done on her, especially this most recent one after Epstein was killed, I saw her very, very emotional in my readings. There was another time, I can't remember when it was, extremely emotional. So, is this Pelosi? Yes, and it's some others. New York Attorney General. Yeah, it's that and others. Covered by tell me about this plan. Oh, Donald. You know, the fool for these thugs always shows up when someone has been indicted or jailed. They're caught by the authorities. So, this is like a double fool reversed. This was us, this is Epstein. Holy cow, what was it? This is Epstein. Epstein, the new beginnings are because of the eclipse. Okay, thank you. The January 21st eclipse that sun sat on top of Jeffrey Epstein's sun for over 2 hours. That is the eclipse. That was the beginning of the end of Trump's inauguration. So it's almost like a double fool. Wow. Challenge. Is this the Republican Party? Is this the Trump family? It's both. It's both. At the base of this plan was... am I holding this upside down? At the base of this was the investigation going on, probably having surveilling. I don't want to say surveilling people, but investigating them, maybe being targets of an FBI from long ago, from the past. That's why from long ago. So it's like kind of reopening those investigations. Oh, because everything was retrograde. This is retrograde too. Crowning this is, well, the 8 wands is supposed to be of speed. Reversed, this has been such an agonizingly slow, detailed process, but they want to get it right. Because in the past, with this plan, they made some offers. William Barr was supposed to release a report. He didn't. He was just an ass. A jerk. In the future, the money. Follow the money. We're going to arrest him. We're going to reopen the stuff that we have from... That was February. This was February. So they took the information that was from Florida. They got the evidence from... Remember, in Florida in February, they said that... Acosta, his decision was unconstitutional, so we were able to proceed with something with the accusers. So that was the green light. It was an arduous, slow process because of the courts. And so the plan was hatched, and what was to come was the money and the success. How do we see this plan? To arrest Jeffrey Epstein. I have a sense that because of everything that they knew, that probably Epstein's Jeff, his life might be in danger, that they would have to watch him, but I feel like they planned for the possibility that someone would want to whack him. The environment, feeling trapped. Our government felt absolute. There was no other option. We had exhausted all of our options trying to move forward and hold Barr accountable and hold Trump accountable. You know, and our country is just like splintering. absolutely trapped. Can't get to calmer waters, stuck, trapped. The hope was the intercepts from overseas. This is Don Jr. The hope was that his intercepts and his cooperation would work. The fear was that the plan would not get off the ground. And ideally, there you go, there's the 5 Pentacles. Ideally, the 5 Pentacles now, from looking back, Putin, his impression of the Epstein thing, this was his card of the reading. This is how Putin saw himself. See, these are like his thugs outside that are for hire. Inside we have the secret money indoors, and we are just going to hire some people who are desperate for money to take it on. So the plan was hoping that they would catch whoever was hiring the hitmen. If in fact they thought Epstein would be in trouble. Wow, Art, man. You gotta hand it to our intel and our FBI. And so what was to come? Totally bound up burden. Just, not only is the plan, has them round up and exhausted, they have turned them upside down. There is no way out. There's no way out and around this. And remember, when they arrested Epstein, Bill Barr didn't know it. So they already knew what to expect. Epstein was arrested on the 6th. By the 8th, Bill Barr had a plan, and I had just reposted another one. I think it's the July 2nd redo or revisit. Bill Barr, oh my gosh, got punked as hard as he could get punked, and he has no idea, because maybe he does now, but now they're going after G-string. My mind is just blown. Okay, I think I have to end this video here.